All right, in this Forex trading video, we're going to kind of shine a spotlight on other pairs, other interesting and fascinating pairs that I think you guys should either focus on or at least keep an eye on. Um, I get a lot of emails and inquiries into what are the different variety of pairs that I focus on, and my answer is pretty much the same. I typically focus on anything GBP related. That's always going to be a very violent, volatile, great trending pair to trade. Pound New Zealand, Pound USD, Pound Yen, etc. And I also trade anything with the JPY in it, typically, right? So for those of you that have been trading Forex for any amount of time, you kind of know that there are pairs and then there are not pairs that are considered the majors, right? It's fairly obvious what's considered the major pairs. I mean, I think there's less than 15 of them, maybe even less than 10 of them. But keep in mind, folks, there's well over a couple hundred different currency pairs out there to trade, right? So today we're going to look at a very interesting pair called the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. All right, and full disclosure, I want to give a shout out to my guys in Canada who brought this to my attention, Mr. Frank and Mr. Modi. I had done a demo for these guys, and when I saw the demo with my own eyes as I was doing the demo, I thought to myself, holy smokes, this thing trends really nice, right? So that's what we're going to look at in this Forex trading video. So the first thing you do is you take your bullshit chart, your candlestick chart, your indicator chart, and with one click of your mouse, you make the US dollar versus Canadian dollar look like this, right? Nice, clean, organized price action. Now, this is the most recent data. This is the stuff from today for the US Canadian, and just check out these moves. Check out these these long, wide trending moves, right? Especially this long signal right here. This is what I like to call a textbook setup, where you get the dyno bar signal alerting you that a massive downtrend is about to happen. You draw your highs and your lows, and you simply wait for the retracement. Now, this is one of those pairs where the retracements are very shallow, and so you don't always get pivot points to draw, and there's still a way to take those trades. I'm not going to get into too much detail about that, but for you guys that have been kind of stuck on how to trade those pairs that don't offer you much of a retracement, contact me and I'll send you a quick blurb on what my recommendation is to trade shallow retracement type of pairs. But the reason I'm bringing this to your attention is that you don't really have to focus on the majors that are in the media, right? Like the US dollar versus the yen, or the euro versus the US dollar, etc., right? There are, like I said, hundreds of really great pairs that you've probably never heard of, right? Like I said, this is the truth. I have honestly not heard of the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar or anyone trading it until just a few weeks ago, right? So if we comb through and just look at the recent stuff from, just as significant as yesterday, right? The day before, again, look at the way this thing trends. Here's a long signal, here's a short signal, right? So again, what do these signals mean? Well, when a dyno bar signals prints, be on the lookout for a massive uptrend. When a dyno bar's bearish signal prints, be on the lookout for a massive downtrend. And you can see what I was talking about before. The retracements can be very shallow, but the move is still valid, right? I mean, this is a move of 100 pips from top to bottom almost, right? That's a significant move from what most people consider to be a very slow moving, very trendy pair, right? If we look at one more day, let's just look at the day before that. Again, you're getting the same patterns that just simply repeat themselves over and over again, right? Take a look at these two short signals as an example, right? You get the classic retracements. They're both shallow in these cases, and both of these signals ran for about 50 pips, right? So what is the point that I'm trying to get across here? Well, the point that I'm trying to get across here is when you find within the context of your backtesting, when you begin your Forex trading journey, right, whether you're a beginner or you've been doing this for a while, at the end of the day, everybody has to figure out what pair they want to trade. And the first thing people do is they start Googling it and they end up looking at the majors. But there are hundreds. This is just one example, the US CAD. This is one example of what I'm pretty sure could be hundreds of examples of phenomenal, fantastic, heavily trending type of pairs where if you can spot the trends, whether you use my Dino Bars filter or any other trend filter, if you can spot those trends on these kind of pairs, you're just simply going to make a boatload of money in Forex. There's no other way to say it, right? That is the name of the game, trying to find pairs that have heavy trends and profiting off of them immensely at the expense of retail traders who are using charts like this, right? So I'd actually be interested in any of you guys that have been playing around with this pair, the US versus the Canadian, or any other interesting pairs that you'd like me to take a look at and do a short video on. That'd be great. I mean, I always love learning about new and interesting pairs that I've personally never heard of. All right? So thanks for watching this video. See you on the next trade.